Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first of the Aurorum Warmonger campaign. I'm wicked excited to get this shit started. What's up, boys?
What's up?
Nothing much.
Hey.
Is it weird for two of you guys to hear? Thank you, Sir Keegan. Is it weird for the two of you guys to hear "wicked" used so often in conversation?
I mean,
Nope.
Are you just used to it by now? Is that what it is?
well, it's
Probably.
like it's a word you said in like the late 2000s, like 2008. Yo, that's wicked. Like skaters. But that's like some Tony Hawk stuff now. It's like
Is
a
it-
boomer.
Wait, is that what the skaters said for a minute?
I mean, that's what I think 2008 sounded like. So
Wow. Tony Hawk's a boomer? Wow. That makes me feel old.
Dude, Tony Hawk's like 20 years older than us.
I know. You never know.
He's much older than we are. I don't know. So Tony Hawk is a boomer. Okay, is a boomer.
he's actually really nice.
Oh man, who bought the orange from the fruit market, and why is it on the camera? All right. Well, so you are definitely getting the first trump card as soon as it opens up. As soon as it opens up. Oh man, this is gonna be a rough ride for you, boy. It's gonna be a rough ride.
I cried a single tear.
Oh, that's beautiful. All right. So, as a reminder to everybody, there's not going to be any chat interaction aside from being able to purchase BP individually. Make sure you specify the PC, nation, or character that it applies to if you choose to do so. Otherwise, there's no chat interaction until after the third session. And that's to give everybody a moment to kind of get used to each other, get used to so on and so forth, which means they also don't have any luck dice or anything like that yet. So that's a good thing. If at some point in time I pass out in the middle of the stream, Nick, call Brittany. She's killing me with fumes from urethane and staining down in the basement. So cool. Appreciate it. Otherwise, I'm excited to get started with the campaign. For those that have access to the Patreon videos, you'll know that I've made most of the advisors. A few other ones have kind of trickled in after I made the initial slew, which means not all the characters or kingdoms, clans, whatever you want to call it, have all of their advisors in place yet. So when they look at their sheets, they go, why is Nick loved more than us? And the simple fact of the matter is, he's the middle child. Pretend like you don't, and you get the more love. But that won't matter because kingdom rolls aren't going to be a factor until literally the opening of next session will be with kingdom rolls. So why don't we do the opening of this campaign and get things started here on kind of like how it all goes. I want to take a moment for each of your characters, for each of you PCs, kind of like as I introduce your characters, you're going to get a moment to describe your kingdom and specifically where it is that your character happens to live. None of you guys actually, I don't think any of you chose to have mansions, noble villas, or anything like that, anything representative of a ruler's home in any of your clans. And that kind of makes sense for what kind of nations that each of you have. I think maybe Jake has a town hall. I think he's the only one with something. I could be mistaken. But I want you to kind of think a moment of what it is that's you're going to be describing for yourselves. And we're going to throw the camera straight at Jake because Jake. Hi.
Yes. Right.
So the campaign opens up with your character in his elevated age experiencing one of the incredible wonders that the world has to offer that has been relatively new to you compared to most of your childhood. Most of your upbringing, most of your adolescent years and early adulthood, right? So it opens up with the skies raining down onto your clan. Actual rain falling onto the lands that you're able to call your own. This is an amazing experience and something that your character never takes for granted. After those long, hot summers that you had to experience, those harsh, cold winters, just having a nice, soft rainfall, even if it's a heavy downpour, is something that you've always been able to appreciate as somebody who went so long without being able to have it, right? So, your character's outside, standing by the northern part of your clan, waiting for the arrival of the northern clan to come down here. Now, the clan that's being represented, to be clear, this isn't a northern clan as in one of the 3 true ruling clans that rule over Kajinxi. This is one of the ones that are on the northern edge of southern Kajinxi. One of the massive clans that exist along the river network over there. I actually don't know if I have that written down. Do I? I don't think I did. Oh, yeah. It's the Zinquing clan that's coming for a visit along here. The Zinquing clan. They're sending representatives down by your way because the idea is that they're looking to make some sort of agreement or alliance with your clan to see if they can offer a degree of aid for you in exchange for whatever services it may be in return. But you also know that this meeting is not a meeting for just your own clan. It's a meeting for others. You're actually being represented as the host, as who it is, as where it is that a few other clans will be kind of gathering together towards to have this meeting take place. Hosting multiple clans at once is something that kind of happens rarely unless you're on the precipice of war. So it's kind of a bit of an honor that you are being able to do this, and you're receiving this honor, you believe, because you're the Ashen Orc. And so while other clans certainly don't provide any degree of leg up or help you in any way whatsoever, and certainly will do anything they can to undercut you, same way they will do each other, at least on the surface, at least the lip surface, at least on the surface, or at least the lip service they'll provide, especially in front of other clans, a degree of respect to you as an individual, because of your status as being the Ashen Orc. So you're standing there as the rain is falling on your head with your other guard or whatever you have around you, waiting for this caravan to arrive. You do, of course, see the first banner off in the distance as it's arriving. It's not a terribly long voyage leaving your home slightly west of here, at the base, the footholds of the mountains. But Clan Shadow, while they're relatively new, have found themselves a comfortable place, as they would put it, rising from the ashes, much as a phoenix would, to kind of take this land, to make their mark on it, to kind of spread forth their ideals, their faith even, but certainly their industry that they have. You've never really had anybody reach out to you from a clan that was worth noting. Yes. In your early years, you had a meeting almost immediately after claiming the clan for yourself, and those meetings went one way and sometimes the other, and eventually the clans, these lesser ones, kind of joined together to make Clan Shadow as it is today. But you've never actually had a true meeting with a clan worth noting, one that you don't think you have the ability to just immediately absorb or be absorbed into. And so this is kind of a first effort, a first trial for you, Tessel, from Clan Shadow, right? When you're first leaving your home, what is it your home looks like? As you take that last look around your place, around your, what it is that you call home, that you protect your people from. Describe to us kind of the capital, if you will, town or city that you have here.
The capital of Fenitaro is a constantly busy city with ores and stones being delivered between the stockhouses and the forages. There's people constantly building, developing new infrastructure. At the center of the town sits a relatively large temple where the once palace of the former leader of the area called home. And built from it is a temple to his faith and where he has his residency. It is decorated with a phoenix, with the representation of rising from the ashes.
Sure. Go ahead.
It's very it's like almost colonial in a sense of always something being built, always being busy, people always moving. There's not like a single person like idle.
So could you actually do me a favor and describe for me your banner if you have that defined already?
I do not have a banner defined. I have been making one, but I haven't finished it. But it would be some shade of orange with like a phoenix in the center of it, and then something else there too.
Okay.
But,
so it's an orange field with what colored phoenix in the center, and then the rest of it you can kind of define as you go on.
It would be I would say a red phoenix. It would be like a gradient going from yellow to red.
Okay, cool. So it's like you have an orange field, and probably more of a well, you can just find the color orange or whatever later on. But you have an orange field with a gradient yellow to red phoenix in the center, and the other details we can worry about later on. This is the banner that you see off in the distance to the east. My apologies, not the west. I always mix those up. I don't know why I'm dumb. So anyways, to the east, you actually see this is the first banner that catches your eye, and it makes sense to be the first one to catch your eye. Varix. It'd be the first one to catch your eye because of how bright it is. So even in the gloomy, dark day, even with the rain pouring down, the strength of the wind billowing shows that banner true and makes it stand out. Varix, you can actually see for the first time ever the Clan Shadow's Tessel. See him for the first time ever off in the distance. Walking or riding?
He would be walking.
Walking amongst the number of guard that he brought with him. As is tradition, he would not bring a number with, because this is meant to be a peaceful meeting, he would bring a number of guard to make sure that his travels were safe in case he were waylaid, but he would not bring any more than a half dozen, as it would be, again, tradition. Himself plus a half dozen to go along. If he had a shaman or advisor or whatnot that he would want to bring, that would stand outside of that number. So he could have a half dozen guard and a number of advisors with him as well. To that I have to ask, so, does Tessel bring any advisors? And if so, what position does he bring?
He would bring his brother, Shadow Naito, the war chief, and his grand diplomat, or his envoy, Elia Duram.
Okay. So, really? You're bringing the Perrin with you?
Hey, all's equal under the risen from the ashes, you know?
I have no qualms with you bringing the Perrin. I just think it's funny that you're bringing the Perrin with you. That's all. That's cool.
Been known to break tradition, you know?
Hey, no, that's fine. Cool. So you see this group of, that would be 9, approaching from that distance. As they're getting close enough that you can start to make out those kind of details, something catches your eye, or you hear a call out, I should say, from the west, one of the guards to the west, calling your attention, making you look that way. And from that direction, you can see another clan approaching from the horizon. Nick, can you go ahead and describe for us Clan Kushibashi, where it is that Narin, kind of like as he's leaving his clan that he's put together by war, by combat, stampeding into the area, providing degrees of aid to those that requested it and to those that didn't, but needed it dearly so. Provided aid that caused those in the local surrounding area to look to you to become their leader, and actually elevated you to become their leader. Something that you didn't necessarily ask for, but certainly something that you yearned for. A position that you've been able to take and secure. Battle after battle, defense after defense, from the horrors that come through the tree line of Eldamar, and the clans that would look to feast on the people around you, or at least their earnings, the production of the people around you. Describe the home that Narin comes from, and so on.
Yeah, so the capital city of Shinran is efficient. I guess that would be that's his thing. That's what he does. I mean, we go to the border of Eldamar. We basically grab whatever we can and we go, and then we process and distribute. That said, we've got kind of like the Axebeak trade going, where we're ferrying things around, light cavalry, fast shipping and moving. That's pretty much it. So very streamlined, very efficient, no waste. Everything has a place and everything is in its place.
Cool. And as for your banner, if you put much thought into it?
I was thinking of something like Axebeak head with some talons coming across in kind of like a forest green and silver.
Okay. All right. So forest green is it's a field of green, of like a dark green, with silver kind of highlights that you're saying an Axebeak. Now, actually, here's a kind of an important factor, because there's so many different, I might be saying the wrong word here for the more biologically understanding nerd people, maybe even one of you, different species, I guess would be the word, of Axebeak. I don't know, they can, some what is it? They can, or breeds, maybe breeds, because you think like dogs, right? So the different breeds of axebeak that exist. Is it a particular axebeak that happens to be on that field, or is it more designed to be general, kind of like a generic looking axebeak, or?
Oh no, it'd be like the terror bird.
Okay, so more of the terror bird style. Okay. So specifically the terror bird, which is a legendary axebeak, one that's is proven to like people believe it exists, and you're almost positive. Like it's not one of those things where it's like it's legendary like Nessie. It's like no. It's legendary like a thylacine, right? Like they definitely exist, or at least have existed, right? So anyways, so cool. And then the hunter green obviously is much more difficult for you to see coming from the west. But eventually you see that coming in. And amongst the people coming their way, you of course see the leader amongst them, the warlord amongst them, sitting atop of his axebeak riding. No question in my mind. Would your 6 soldiers coming along with you, would all of them be mounted as well? You certainly have the capacity to do so.
Oh, definitely.
So these are not large people, right? The people traveling along from the west, they are not large people. They're smaller in size and stature because orcs tend to be more compact, right? And they have a lot of orc. Shut up, LD. A lot of orcs bloodline over there. Nick, would you be bringing any advisors with you, and if so, who? What positions?
Oh, I would. It's a diplomatic mission, so I would have to bring Shala for sure.
Wait, hold on. That sounds. I have to make sure I remember which one this one is. Is that your diplomat?
No, that's my spy master.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a second. I knew that sounded wrong. So I was like, do you have a diplomat? You do, don't? No, you don't have a diplomat. All right. So you're bringing. Oh, I clicked Jake. I wanted to click Nick, and I clicked Jake. Weird. Yeah, there we go. And you don't have a grand diplomat. I didn't think so. Cool. So, yep, you're bringing Shala. Absolutely beautiful. So, and you see this person traveling this way and picking up a lot of speed because they're traveling on axebeak, so they can move at a much more rapid pace than those walking from the east. That being said, even though one got here a little bit sooner and you're able to see them sooner, the two of them are actually arriving at your home almost at the same time. As they're arriving, you can see far off in the distance, traveling from the actual north itself, you can start to make out that there is a much larger group of people coming from the north. Okay? We'll describe that in a moment. For now, describe, Jake, for the two warlords and their guards and advisors coming along with them, what it is that they see the town that they're walking towards.
So you're entering from the north, so as you're entering, you'll see firstly a graveyard, which is offset by a rather large monument, surrounded by parkland, which might be a little strange. So as you're coming in, that would be the first thing that you see. You would also see we have most of our recruitable population are mobilized and stationed, and as you approach, horns would start going off.
Horns as in like...
Yeah.
Cool. Now, didgeridoo, or I'm not sure if that's more...
No.
Okay, so horns. Now, actually, you might not get this reference because, but Sel would. Would these be boar horns? Like boars are these like large, carnivorous, borderline scavenger, definitely carnivorous creatures that live in the barren lands. They're let's just say difficult to fight, and they're known for traveling individually but feasting as groups.
They would be a multitude of different creatures of the Barrenlands, whatever they could.
Oh, okay, sure. So it's not like it's a special, like, we focus on this one thing. Cool.
No.
That means there's a bunch of different pitches and tones and whatnot that would come out of it as well. That's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. So, sure. So you hear this happening. The two warlords will be approaching at pretty much the same exact time as they come up to you. One of them walking up and the other one kind of jogging up. Your two characters, as you approach to the readying one, none of these PCs have received a heads up about this thing, of course, because we're rolling into session 1. Would your characters have brought any degree of gift to the kingdom that would be providing this, whether it be something that's a bit nominal, maybe a small scale, personal scale thing that you're thinking of, or even 1 or 2 BP, something like that you think that your kingdom, your clan, I should say, would provide as a gift to the hosting clan?
Definitely. I've heard that Jake's clan is pretty poor, so.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
So I can sprinkle some BP on you, buddy.
Do you want to choose a number, or do you want to roll for it?
Now.
Let's roll. Let's throw it to the dice.
You know,
gods
just like,
here.
pour some BP on me.
Here, I'll do one. Yeah.
Make
This is
sure-
what I hope my.
Well, this is good to roll low, actually, for you.
Yeah, roll
I
up.
know. Roll low.
D4.
Of course.
Dude, you chose a D6?
Yeah, where do you go?
Oh my
God.
God, Jesus. Wow. And this is why everybody wanted to support Nick's clan, okay? They were like, this seems like a good guy. You know, I'm just saying Green is feeling happy right now. Green is happy with his decision. So, wave hi to Green. No. So, anyways, that's 4, just so everybody knows, 4 BP is equivalent of 16,000 gold pieces. So, Jake, you were actually gifted 4,000. And I imagine as you arrive, would you present this immediately upon their arrival, or is this something you would do more once you get indoors?
Probably indoors. Yeah.
Sure. So, as your character arrives, and Sel, what kind of a gift would your clan bring? He's like,
My
I'm gonna roll
clan
2d4.
My clan would bring him a gift of high quality weaponry.
Okay. Okay.
So I guess I'll roll a D3 of BP for how much weapon, I guess, on the
Sure.
expensive.
Sure. A D3.
Oh wow, way to
Thanks for
follow it
making me the
up.
host, Scott. Thanks for making me the host.
But you don't get the BP, you know. You just get that much quality of weaponry, okay?
Jake, don't worry, you get punished later.
Of course.
Hey! Well,
Well, you get
Well-
a bunch of weapons.
awesome. As long as the swords aren't scarlet orange. Nice, Viking. So they'll be true blue for you, Vike. So anyways, Jake, you, sir, are you, you might want to take this money and put it towards like a town hall, or you guys actually have a place for meeting up. You have your dancing place. What's that called?
No, dance hall.
Yeah. So I guess everybody's going to make their way to the dance hall. But as this initial meeting appears, I don't know if your characters have put any thought into what your clan's greeting of respect would be. I know Sel and I talked about it in his session 0. But so Sel, as you approach Jake's clan, as Clan Shadow approaches Clan Densho, what greeting do you give him, physically and verbally?
What time
As
of day is it?
you approach, though, you're going to notice that Verix is mounted himself.
He
and
mounted himself?
What it would have,
Sounded.
he did mount himself. It is. I don't know if you would know the creature, but more or less, it's a giant scorpion. But
My
it's spectral.
God. What time of day is it, Scott?
What was it? What time of day is it?
What time of day? Yeah.
It's later in the day, but the sun is not setting yet. But it's very dark because of the heavy overcast and the downpour.
Okay. Tessa would approach and stand at a distance and wait for him to dismount.
He does, and he would approach, and he'd actually talk first. He'd say, "Welcome, Shadow Tussle," and then is your brother there as well?
Yes, my brother. He would be probably
and then-
a couple feet behind.
Yeah, and say, "Welcome, Shadow." What was
Naito.
his name? Naito. And you'd see he'd probably put his he more or less he just stands there pretty stoically and inclines his head.
Tessa would reach out his arm to like clasp.
Yep, the gesture is returned.
To the falling sun. What's your name again? Verix.
Verix.
I hope you do well, Verix.
Get a nod.
Okay, you get a nod. How gracious of him. And then Nick, I imagine your character, you come riding up. I don't know if you dismount off of your axe peak.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, we come riding up, kind of like Arrowhead Point. My vanguard kind of splits off. I go a little bit further and dismount. I'll probably walk up. I don't know which one of you has the most warrior-like reputation, so probably should have followed up on that.
It's Varix, definitely.
All right. So I would walk up to Varix first and give him the nod and the forearm shake, and then I would acknowledge Tessel, and then eyebrow at the brother. Like, I don't know why this guy's here, but okay.
Oh.
He's not just my bitch, okay?
Oh, when you classify him that way already, so now I know at least.
I can confirm. On the character sheet, top right corner where it says player, I have Cells bitch.
I didn't write that either. That wasn't me.
That is all me.
Yeah. So Cel's like, look at this. I get to stand above somebody. Look at this. One
Yeah,
person.
dude.
But
First time ever.
even his brother's character is taller than him. So,
Yeah.
sorry, Cel. Hey, you know what though? You make a great axe peak rider. Yeah. Like a horse jockey. So you guys from this point, you kind of like, Jake, what kind of welcome do you give the two of them before you like turn your attention towards the approaching final clan?
Besides greeting them, I just more or less inquire as to if their travel was easy, if there was any troubles on the road. How are they both dressed?
Shadow is dressed in a black like he has a coat with like feathers almost on it, black, and the inside is like a burnt orange color. And he's dressed kind of ostentatious, but relatively well, and it's kind of in contrast to his like almost desaturated kind of skin color.
Okay.
Cool. Nick?
Yeah. I have to think about that now. Mostly like
Hot pink.
Yes, the hottest of pink, with sparkles.
I like sparkle.
You have to have sparkles. Yeah, no, mostly like dark colors, maybe with accents of green, in full, just kind of like medium armor. So I don't even remember what I had.
Wow, that's a well-studied character sheet. I think it is. I think you wear breastplate, don't you? Am I mistaken?
No.
Or is it too heavy?
I think it was too heavy.
All right. So, anyways, and then of course you have your various advisors. Jake, who did you approach the wall with as an advisor? And I understand that most of yours aren't finished at the moment because we still have next week. I'm going to be making them, but go ahead.
The two that are with me are Actually, I have all three. I have my general on my left, my spy master to the right, and the treasurer, who is going to be there also, probably calculating how much this is going to cost us, but then probably happy at the side of BP. So.
Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah. So from here, you kind of gave your greeting and everything, and then you would turn your attention towards the final clan, which, as I had said beforehand, is the Zinquin clan. So as this clan comes approaching, their flag that you see there, it's actually a field of black. It's an easy color to make. So it's a field of black that has on it with kind of like a blue coloration to it. It has a river running down the center, and then it has on either side, it has images of kind of like the boars that you would see inside the Barren Lands, and you would see ships above the boars. So it's kind of like showing how we've elevated above where we came from. But it's also representing the fact that they are a river kingdom, so on and so forth. So that's the banner that you would see as it approaches. You do not see an approach of a war leader or whoever this might be, probably Grand Diplomat, with 6 guard here. You actually see that they're arriving with 3 dozen people on the way here. meaning that they intend to leave 30 outside of your town, but walk in with the other 6 on the inside. You kind of see them coming forward. Why don't all 3 of you guys go ahead and for your first actual die roll of the game, go ahead and roll me a Warlords check. Knowledge Warlords. I think you're all proficient in. Wow. Okay, Nick, not doing horribly. Not doing horribly. Good start. So, did you guys choose the colors of your dice? Oh, Nick, I'm surprised you went with that color and not the hunter green or whatever you were working with before.
I didn't even realize I could change the color.
Actually, if you click next to your name at the bottom of Roll20, that little color square, you change it there, and you can actually hex code it if you had a specific color you wanted. Anyways, so you continuing, sorry. So you looking at the person arriving, one of the first things you guys realize is this is not the warlord that is heading down this direction. It is actually the Grand Diplomat of the Zingquin clan. So while you guys are all easily able to tell that this is not the warlord, Nick, you unfortunately can't identify the name of this Grand Diplomat, but the 2 of you are going to be able to, and the name is Huego, is this Grand Diplomat. Now, this person, for the 2 of you that broke that 25, you know that their tactics tend to be very flowery, so they tend to paint a lot of compliments and the like, with the occasional insult or aggression as a way of kind of like maintaining a lot of the Kijinksi or Kuruk kind of cultural thing going on. But it tends to be very, very flowery as their kind of way of handling the approach. So the 2 of you have that going into it. The fact that they arrived with a considerable number of soldiers with them, since they traveled the furthest, while this is outside of the ordinary for what would be a normal thing to do, you also know that traveling as far as they did and across as many clans as they did, it's, even though it's a faux pas, it's something that you usually wouldn't shake a waggle a finger at or anything like that. You know what I mean? You kind of like leave it alone as long as they don't come anywhere too close to the town. And you can already see the him plus the 6 soldiers kind of breaking away and from the other 30 and kind of heading their way in. More importantly,
Sorry, what was his name again?
Fauquois.
Okay, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce that.
How do you spell that?
Fauqua.
Fauqua.
Fauquois.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Kind of like a faux pas, but Fauquois.
What's the name of the clan again?
Zin Qing. Zingquin.
Thank you.
Yep. So it's actually on the map too that I believe you guys can see. But anyways, so back to the thing. So you know that the actual warlord himself, and this is all 3 of you have this understanding. The warlord himself happens to be somebody that's a bit of a strategist. So he's sorry, not he in this situation. The warlord. That's one of the reasons why you're able to tell very quickly it wasn't the warlord. She herself is a bit of a strategist. She's really good at planning out combat, so on and so forth, strategizing with misdirection, etc., etc. She's always been someone that's very tactically minded. But as being somebody who's a very good strategist, she tends to have her advisors handle a lot of the responsibilities that she knows she herself is not particularly good at. So sending a Grand Diplomat to handle diplomatic matters is better than her herself showing up and fumbling things, because it's not what she's best at. Cool. So you see the banner arriving. You see the 7 people break away from the banner as opposed to the groups of 9 that the 3 of you are. And then eventually this Fauquois joins to the 3 of you. As they arrive, they'll walk straight up to Verix, knowing of course who Verix is, and say, Dosho Verix, it is a pleasure to finally be able to meet you and come to the border and see how wonderfully you've been able to protect all of us from the horrors of our homeland. I hope that your clan fares well. I hope that you hold true against the horrors of the night.
We are managing just fine. We've been given a task and we are doing it well. Welcome, Zingquing Folkwa.
Yeah, we'll give reach out of hands to kind of clasp yours and say thank you for the gracious greeting. He says, "It seems as though I bring with me the rains of the north. There can be no better a gift brought to the southern clans than the northern delights." He says, "However, I must say traveling through it is not exactly the most pleasant of experiences. Shall we head inside?"
Of course. And then he'll motion to his advisors, who will each start directing people.
Okay. And to be clear, when we give the name Dosho Verix or Shado Tessel or Kushibashi Narin, that's actually the clan name being defined before the person's name. So when you're dealing with people of position, respect, so on and so forth, you always say their clan name first, even if they're not a person of higher repute. If you're trying to note them with respect, you would say their clan name first. If you're like friends with somebody, you're obviously never going to do this kind of thing. Or if somebody's clearly beneath you, you don't need to waste your time in doing it unless you're trying to give them, again, pay them kind of homage. Continuing on. So,
question, because I think even Chad are confused as I am. Did he mispronounce my clan name on purpose?
Oh, sorry, did I say it wrong?
Yeah, it's Densho.
Oh yeah, it should be Densho. If I said Dosho,
I assumed he did it on purpose, and I just ignored it.
I did too.
But,
oh, my apologies. That was just 100% me. Yep, that's just me getting familiar with the names. Okay, sorry. Densho, not Dosho, to be clear. Sorry. Continuing on. So you would turn, and I imagine you would lead the group of them into the actual holes that happen to exist there. So I imagine you prepared some degree of feast or the like, Jake, for people arriving. Now that you've been given your gifts, how much did you spend on this hosting? Somebody who has familiarity with this from running his previous Kingmaker campaign.
He would have spent like
1d8.
He's the recipient.
You would have spent
I
7.
suppose
the exact time you got.
I'll roll for it the same as everybody else.
He rolls 1d1.
I better see a
I'm not
D8
like
there.
We are a poor clan. Poor.
Okay. So you did. You spent a good, considerable amount of money, and it's almost like one of those things where what's his name there, Kushibashi clan provided it for you. They more or less covered the costs. It's like when you have a wedding, right? You pay a lot of money for the food for your guests, but you kind of hope that the people showing up give you that amount back and more. You know what I mean? That's why you notice that the median age at a wedding is old. You know, you're established, right? I'm thinking specifically of one friend of mine's wedding that I went to, and I was like, aside from this one table, everybody here is old. I ripped suit pants trying to be funny and dance on the dance floor, and I'm not good at dance. I ruined them, like permanently ruined them, trying to make the place more fun because we were the only young people. Yeah, it was not good. Anyways, moving on. Nick, I don't think you were at that wedding. Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. Mike was there, but anyways, moving on. So, yeah, you guys walk into the dance hall or the prepared hall, and you have a bit of a feast and everything prepared for everybody to kind of like stand around. You have a good amount of boar meat, so on and so forth. I do have an important question for you because this is an important ritual that's kind of happening here. Would you guys have prepared a ritualistic meal or no, because you know that other clans are different from yours?
No, because this isn't our thing. As far as we're hosting it, but it's other clans that we're aware of how they are.
Okay, cool. So so you obviously would kind of avoid that sort of a thing because again, you don't want to.
We don't want to offend straight away.
Exactly. So yeah, exactly, Viking. So anyways, you you would kind of invite them in and start festivities off with meals and talking and so on and so forth, and just basic conversation happening between each other. That being said, I'm going to bring it down to a bit of an RP between the actual characters at the table. So with your tables close enough to one another while your clans are actually sitting to themselves, you can imagine the different tables make almost like a box-like formation, where there's much like the servants would have enough space, and I don't mean servants in a bad way, but people that are handling the meals would be able to get between the small spaces between the tables, be able to serve you from the front or from behind. That sounds terrible. While you'd still be able to have cross conversation between the four tables. So the was it Zinquin clan, their grand diplomat would look over and say, "Oh, and please share with us some of the exploits that happened deep in the forests to the west of here. To the west of here. Tell us, Kushibashi Narin. Tell us of what you found in those forests, the horrors that await all of us."
Yeah, I'm just gonna stare for a minute.
I was like, did this camera freeze?
No, definitely cold stare. How do I want to come across this? Grand adventures, if you like, spirits of the dead, half men swinging from trees. Stray arrows and strange magics. That's what lives in the forests to the west. We do what we can to keep it at bay and to take whatever bounties we can find.
Now, is it true that your clan mixes blood with the half-men? That way you can try to put magic in your clan and stay of a stature appropriate for your renowned riding skills.
I'll answer that with a question. Is it true that your hands are as soft as your words?
He will allow like a smile to curl up on the side of his mouth and says, "I know my way around a blade."
Interesting.
Perhaps some sparring when this is done. Zing Quing, whatever your name is, I can't remember. And Kishiboshi Narum.
Yeah, and you don't have to, with things kind of, you don't have to constantly use the title. You can say Fokwa at this point, unless you're trying to, like, again, get a point across. So he says, perhaps we could find ourselves standing at the end of each other's blade. Though, dare I say, you are known to use the small stature compensated by long sticks, are you not?
Well, when you have a long stick, you have to use it.
And then erupts laughter in the whole chamber, right? A whole bunch of like, penis joke,
Oh, so uncivilized, correct? You know, like, who lacks?
Varix has laughed throughout the entire conversation.
And so he would then turn his attention over to Shado and say, "Is it true that you simply walked out of a mine into his home and beat him down in front of his people?"
Yes, it is true. I came out of a mine, stormed into his palace, defeated his advisors, defeated him in front of all of his men, and casted him outside of his palace.
Yes, that is the story as I hear it, though it's not the same story as I always hear. Some stories say it was your sister that actually delivered the blade between his shoulders, and that you simply walked in to finish it up at the end.
And do you believe such rumors?
I would never propagate such a rumor. Are you kidding me? I see standing before me a man of great stature, of great renown.
Then I believe anyone who speaks such rumors may have to see the truth from my side.
I'm sure it is
I
true.
think that deserves a sense motive against Cell there. Did his sister do it?
Okay, go ahead, roll a
You
sense
can
motive.
roll sense
Roll a
motive.
sense motive, you know what I'm saying? A minor offense? Come on, Viking.
Nope.
Come on, Viking. You're above that. Cell's not, but you're above that.
I mean, I'm telling the truth, so
I don't know. You believe what you want, Varix. It's pretty
Uh,
compelling.
take it out you want. Can roll a
Rumor
diplomacy
has it.
check.
Ooh, rumor has it. And what of the Ashen Orc himself? How many decades have you been going on?
Many. Not enough.
And what have you accomplished in all these decades?
Well, I live as our people have always lived for a long time. I've raided all across the Barrenlands borders. We have come through Kijinksi, attacked the Daelish in their home provinces. We've attacked Heron camps. We've never made it to the forest though. He looks at Naran. But
Well-
now you summon us here to guard against the Horde.
Well, it is the legacy of all Ashen Orc. Of all of the Ashen, I should say. It is the legacy of all of the Ashen that they should live a lifetime of surviving off the scraps other clans are willing to give to them, only to have one brilliant moment at the end of their life that all talk about as if it was the only thing that mattered.
Yes, one brilliant moment that established the state of Kijinksi. You're welcome to my grandfather and my father.
We thank your grandfather in the north. We wait to see if we will ever find a light burn so brightly again.
And just not.
So, pleasantries aside, we called this meeting here for a reason, as you so eloquently put on the table for all of us. The three of you are tasked with guarding the southern borders. The south and western borders. How well do you think each of you fare? Do you feel as though you are best fit for your role? Do you feel as though that you are most adept at holding the status?
Shada would
We do fine.
Tessa would speak up, even interrupting if you start speaking. I believe I and my people are most suited for this task, seeing as anyone else who has ever lived down in my region has squandered its potential and brought poverty and despair to everyone. I believe I've done much better than anyone else before.
Yes, you give your people a degree of freedom. How many days off do they have in a week?
They get 2 days off a week.
Despite the fact that that time spent in a mine would probably increase the amount of productivity you're supposed to be sending to the north.
And we would have many more die due to their lungs being filled with ores or collapsing mine shafts without repairs. I saved plenty of lives, and my people work harder for it.
How noble. And the trees. Why has the production of lumber been reduced? We cannot burn, and we cannot. We don't retrieve as much supply as we need to continue burning. There's a booming population in the north. We need the wood for our homes and our hearths. What has slowed down your productivity?
As far as I know, our productivity has been stabilized and is increasing.
Has it? We'll see. We'll see. Because it's still very lacking for the kind of productivity that is expected from the northern tribes. I have to say it's a bit disappointing. And what of this horde that is coming in? Word has it there is an amassing tribe to the south. Why has this not been broken yet? There is word of this tribe, yet it has not been disbanded. And even that there was an attack of a great number of shade just south of Dencho's borders. What has been done of this?
He looks to like one eye off to his spy master and he says, "We have received information some of the tribes are gathering. However, it is not time yet. It is not time for Densho to push into the Barren Lands. Who will cover Densho's borders when we do? We go to destroy one tribe while the rest trickle through. Do you offer men to guard while we press in to our homeland?
No, I offer something much, much better. Coming from the Zinquin tribe, I offer something much better for each of you. Something I imagine all of you can appreciate. I offer you rest. I offer you the opportunity to not have to worry about this. For these worries, these woes, these concerns will no longer be on your shoulders. Everybody make a fortitude save, please. And for the advisors that you brought with you, I'd like fortitude saves from them as well. Thanks. Did you guys think that this is gonna go easy? Come on, chat.
No,
Come on, chat.
I can't roll for Elia. I don't have access.
Neither do I.
But I can roll for my brother. And he will probably... Nope, he rolled a 6.
I have no idea how to roll for my advisor, so.
We don't have access to that.
You guys don't have access to your advisor sheets?
No, we can click on them, but we can't...
Oh, I am so sorry. Let me fix that first. So let me first go over the effects of the three of you. Let me pull something up really quickly. This is going to be... one moment, please. Okay.
All I wanted to say is chat, look, I'm rolling the worst right now, okay? That's all I gotta say.
So we have... let me just look at these results first. The only failure so far... Shado and... Oh, so actually, both you and your brother failed. So both you and your brother take 1 point of con damage. Naren and Varric succeeded. Cool. Now let's actually give control. For Densho, we'll do first. I'm going to give you access to each one of these. Give me 1 moment. Can be edited by...
So minus 5 HP. Nope, that didn't work.
Oops, sorry, did the wrong spot. Can be edited by... Save. And last one. Oh, shit. Can be edited by... Sorry, guys, that you have to wait for this. Thank you,
I figure out
Xylemos.
I want to put this in.
Cool. Click here. So you should be good with all of yours, sir. I'm just confirming. Cool. You should be good with all of yours. Now I'm going to do Kushibashi next. Nick, I'm going to do all of yours.
Just roll the fortitudes
For the two
while
people
we
that
do
you brought with you. Yep. Nick, this will give me 1.
I just brought Shala, so.
Oh, just Shala? Okay, so I should probably make that one for you first to make it easier. Shala, Neldorath. Boom.
So I take 1 con damage.
Yep. If you failed, you get 1 con damage.
Okay.
I'm just finishing up all of Nick's just to have it out of the way, and then I'll go to Tessel last.
Yeah.
Which I obviously know you rolled for you and your brother. You're just missing 1. Can you just tell me the name of that one so I can make sure I make that one first?
Elia.
Okay. I'm doing Buddy Lightspear right now because I haven't updated his name yet. Buddy Lightspear. Oh, God. Who made Buddy Lightspear again? Was that Snake?
It was Snake.
Yeah, can we all rag on Snake for making an orc named Buddy Lightspear?
I'm gonna just change my current hit points instead of the max because of the con damage.
And you brought who with you, Aaliyah?
Yep. Okay. I need to open more sheets now.
Oh, nope. Tessel, not Neldorath. There we go. And you can, you should be able to roll for her now. I'm gonna get Lenny and Jorman out of the way now for you in a moment.
Elia, boom. Fortitude save. Oh, her fortitude's amazing.
Yeah, she's pretty amazing, isn't she? Oh, who rolled the natty 1?
Oh, who? Of course. Roll a natty
Jesus. So I want to be clear about something. I asked, for all of you that watched the session zeros, I asked each of them individually on their session zeros how they felt about the critical successes and critical failures, and every one of them said, let's go with the crits. Let's go with the extremes. So I just want to be clear about that one. All right, so now that we have the initial saves out of the way, we can actually look at all the other people as well. So going back to Varix, Orzog is perfectly fine, and Irithel. Irithel. Is that who you brought with you, Irithel? Varix?
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm wrong.
Yeah.
1 second, I'm just checking
The
one
Spy
thing.
Master, I believe.
Aaliyah has 10 HP.
Oh, it's not. I thought it was one of these people that had. I thought one of you characters actually had poison resistance. I can't remember which one it is, though. One of you guys' advisors, one of them has poison resistance. By the way, so Irithel takes 1 point of con damage, please. Nick, Shala is unfortunately not doing very well at the moment, so that's and Aaliyah is perfectly fine, to be clear. So all of a sudden, all of your characters kind of like realize as he says that he's going to kind of like eliminate. It's kind of see. It's around now that all of the characters, which were kind of like choking down a bit of their own reactions to what was happening. Is my camera already overheating? Oh, that fan will be here next week. So, anyways, your character's kind of starting to have a bit of a reaction to it. Now, obviously, Tessel, you can feel something happening to you, but it could be a coincidence. Could everybody here roll me a sense motive with Tesla with a +10?
That's my brother, and this my brother get to roll as well.
Just the PCs.
Okay. Sense motive with a +10.
That with the +10 involved? Must be.
Yes.
We're waiting for Jake to roll the sense motive.
Motive.
I didn't roll that good. All right, cool. So the only person that realizes what's going on is the person that got the +10. So he made these threats, so on and so forth, and you can see the two of you can see the people around you are kind of having a bit of a reaction, but you don't necessarily know that he is directly linked to this. His words are threatening. You guys clearly get that. You know what I mean? He's clearly making some sort of threat, or at least some sort of really, really good promise, but you're pretty sure it's making some sort of threat. Tesla, however, as he's saying this, you're already feeling a bit uneasy. You kind of got that first, like, really sharp pain, like, oh, ugh. As he's kind of like you're hearing these words ringing through your ears. You realize, oh shit, I think something's happening. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a gas or whatever it is that's happening, but something is affecting you guys right now. Tesla, or any one of you can speak first. Tesla is, of course, in the most pain. But
Yeah, Tesla would immediately, like, jump out of his seat and draw his sword. You dare poison us? You coward.
So he jumps out of his seat and draws the sword and says, "You dare poison us, you coward." Without standing up or anything like that, he would actually look shocked and sure, right? And look over at Densho Varix and be like, "What is this? What is the meaning of this? Is the food poisoned?" He says, shoving the plate in front of him so it smashes on the ground.
Tesla's obviously looking directly at whatever his name is.
So you say
Fouquois.
he's looking at Fouquois. Nick, you can see that he's looking at Varix. I don't know what Nick's take on this is.
Varix would just say poisoned, and he'd grab some of his food. He'd probably grab some of whoever's closer that's not his own food, that's one of the other clans, and he'd just eat it. And he said, "We don't use that. We don't do those things here." And then
First thing,
give his attention to Cell's character.
yeah, first thing I would do is look at my spy master and be like, poison?
So the spy master, who your spy master is Shala. Shala's actually holding their side because Shala's like, and they're like not doing well at all, unfortunately, because they're rolling around one. They're actually not doing well at all. They kind of like give you a bit of a pained look, not really able to choke up much by way of words. You can actually see their eyes are starting to roll in their head. You don't think they're going to be up for very long. I don't think any of your characters have any degree of alchemy or whatnot, or any of the advisors that even came to this meeting have any understanding of alchemy, poisons, or any of that stuff. So unfortunately, this is going to have to be where that stops at the moment. But you can see Shala's not doing well. Obviously, your brother is also a bit pained when you stand up and you do that. Your brother will also stand, but he doesn't jump up the way you do. He stands up a bit slower, straight back and whatnot. and he actually looks to Densho Verix, and he says, Densho Verix, may I draw my sword on this man? Of course, you know he's referring to Fuqua.
Well, we're orcs.
Is that your
You are
response?
what you are.
So we are Krak. And so he's like, he'll actually will draw his blade and point at the guy, and the guy's like, whoa! And he's kind of takes a step back and stands up, and you can see his guards step up forward and are going to protect him. You guys can also see that the guards that are around you as well. While they've been eating some food, they have not been eating as much as you guys. You're not sure if they've been affected or whatnot at this point in time. But as you characters are kind of like standing there, and he's kind of stepped back. What do you do, Verix and Naren? Do you guys stand up? Do you do anything else?
Verix would stand up, and you'll see he has a cloak on, and he just like removes his cloak, lets it fall, and he's in really, really nice breastplate. Obviously ready for anything that would go down. I don't know if any of you know the Daelish, but it is a Daelish-made breastplate that looks extremely old. And while this is all going on, he just reaches to the side of his chair, and he brings up a horn, and he just waits.
Okay. So
Pourquoi? Sorry, he would be Pourquoi? I challenge you to a duel of honor, and if you dare not accept, then all will know you are a coward who flees from a fight.
you can see that he will smile again and say, "Oh, again for a duel. It seems like you must be in line then."
He does not respond, and he stares at him.
He looks to Densho Verix and says, "Would you have a duel in the middle of a meeting while accusations are being thrown about? We have come here for diplomacy, have we not?"
He looks at him. What race is he, by the way?
Yeah, half orc. So you know he's Krak.
Do you not remember the old ways? Half of our diplomacy is handled like this. If you did not do as he says, then prove it. At the moment now, there are accusations against you. You come here. Your clan comes. You come with many more than you should. And now people are getting sick. It is not my doing. The others have not been here. Shado Tessel challenges you. Says that you did this. Why does he say that?
At this point, you characters have about a minute has passed. I need everybody to go ahead and make me another fortitude save. First, start with just the PCs.
Take another point, I guess?
Nope. Hold on you. Okay. And there's obviously no way to beef that up, Nick. Luck dice come in the future. Okay. So Nick, you take 1 point. God damn it, there it goes. Nick, you take 1 point of con damage. Jake, you take absolutely nothing. You are effectively immune. Nothing is going to bother you. Tessel, you fall unconscious. Now I need you guys one PC at a time to roll your fortitude saves. Let's go with Densho first.
Didn't I just roll my fortitude?
For your character, for your NPCs.
I need to remember I have Charm to Life I can add to my saves.
Yeah, it wouldn't have helped those two. So.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the bonus is, but
It's a +5, so it wouldn't
yeah, it could have helped. Could have helped
Could
last
help
time.
the first one.
Yeah.
But no, I just forgot.
So Aerith, I think, failed before, right?
He did, yeah.
So Aerith actually falls unconscious as well. Roll for the other one, Urzog. Or Urzog. Urzog, yeah. Urzog is perfectly fine. Steady 20. Perfect. Your brother, unfortunately, also succumbs to the poison. This is not a tactic that... Honestly, with you guys having a long extending life like as minors, you can imagine you have a bit of a compromised immunity anyways, because you're literally spent your life like black lung, you know? So your characters unfortunately fall unconscious. Both you and your brother do. However, Aaliyah, who succeeded last time and failed this time, she actually is able to take 1 point of con damage but stays up. Nick, you're last. Shala, unfortunately, who failed last time, fully falls unconscious this time. So, Nick, you are up with 1 point of con damage. It's run its course. You're good. Jake, you are up with no effect whatsoever. And unfortunately, Shado is down for the count. And so as you see like a couple of these people just kind of like slumping and falling unconscious, he just kind of like steps back and says, there is indeed poison, but nobody to meet me in the duel. And then he says, oh, too bad. I was looking for that field of battle. Until things are sorted out, perhaps I should retire from this chamber.
Daelric will blow the horn.
He blows the horn from the inside. And he blows the horn from the inside, and you hear a couple of blows of the horn from the outside. But then you hear other horns being blown in ways that you didn't quite expect. Why don't you go ahead and roll me, sir, a knowledge local check.
Okay. It's I can't put it down to a knowledge history of like clans.
Nope. Okay. Oh, yeah, no. That's fine. Cool. You're the leader, so your DCs are very low for you anyways. So you're good. It's a DC 10, right? Hearing this, them being blown in different areas, like other than like the kind of like a chain reaction you would expect to as like a warning. Actually, warnings coming from other areas and like not as in order as you would expect. Actually, very out of order. It leads you to believe you think your clan is actually under attack. As your character jumps into motion of being aggressive, so on and so forth, you can see that the soldiers that came in with him, 4 of them fall in front of him, and he immediately starts turning because like your character clearly starts to get like aggressive motion. He'll turn and go to get the door to start walking out it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna blood rage.
Okay.
We're gonna roll initiative or something here.
So as the door opens up, and we can get to that in a second, because Jake's like, I want to kill him! I want to kill him!
I wanted to kill him.
As the door opens up, my chair didn't like that. As the door opens up, and you're able to see outside in the it's the town beyond the actual the doors. My apologies, my brain stopped working. As that opens up, you can actually see out there that there's a bit of chaos happening. Clearly, there's battle in the streets happening around you. Your people are being actively attacked around you as this is happening. So yeah, you can go ahead and roll for initiative if you'd like. I don't have a map prepared because it does not matter at this moment. But you are inside, of course, your dance hall. And there are 4 people kind of like wedged in front of where he is. And there are 2 his sides as he opens up the door to exit beyond. You're welcome to roll
What about my guards?
Your guards?
Yeah, outside.
There would be guards outside, sure, engaged in the battling happening outside. But you would have yours because they're behind each of the tables. They would be at their tables, over by your table. So
I'm gonna whistle really loud for Nabu,
mm-hmm.
and him charging should bring the rest of my unit.
Oh yeah, of course. So once again, why don't we go ahead and Jake, if you care to, you can roll initiative. I'm making sure we're all on the same page here. Nope, I gotta go over on this page with you guys. Cool.
I might as well throw my hat in that ring.
And Stella's sitting here going, well, guys, it was a pleasure knowing you. Oh, Nick doesn't know. And Varric and Jake just sucks. So what you got to do is you got to click your token, Nick.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, also your health points are way off. You might want to bring them back to normal.
Token? I don't have a token.
Then drag and drop your face. Did you choose a token for me? I just didn't make it for you yet.
Yeah, I chose one.
Cool. After the session's over and we're just sitting around talking for way too late, remind me and we can get that set up for you. Because I don't think I actually bought the set that you wanted me to buy yet, so I'll buy it after this.
It's all good.
So just drag and drop your blank one. Oh, no, you have one there. That works for now.
Yeah, I just dragged it there.
Cool. So I can add... So, Nick, the way you usually do it is you click your token, then press initiative. But I just added you onto the initiative tracker. You can update that number on the initiative tracker by clicking on it and typing in the correct number.
Gotcha.
And I don't think I added my actual token generator. So I'll do that afterwards. For this opening session, we'll do this. 1d20. Okay. Oop, that did not go on there. Okay. Boys, do you want to add that on there?
I did. I don't know why it didn't update.
Yeah.
Make sure you actually click the... Yeah, there you go. Click the 0. And Jake, I can do it for you if you're struggling. Like that.
It's just... Yeah, I entered it. Press enter.
I know competence is very in right now. So,
I did the same thing. I think Scott cleared it.
No, what? No, what? Why we have false accusations? All right, so moving on. Your characters, you are going first, Varix. So you, like you said, you kind of like I blood rage. What does your character do? Now, the room that you're in is not very large, but being the host, obviously you are on the far side. So there's a table, a gap of space, a table, a bunch of chairs and whatnot, or you can make your way around. So there's no charging with where you are, right? But you can certainly move quickly. Your character is swift of foot.
Okay, so how far away is he?
So because like the size of the hall, he's probably about just tables and whatnot, probably about over by the door, 45, 50 feet away from where you are. Because he's literally was backing up right towards the door.
45 to 50.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely. Well, I can't. All right, how far away are his people?
His immediate guards, the ones that are standing between you and him, probably closer to say 30 feet away.
I guess I'll charge attack. I guess I would bark and order at my general to deal with the shit going on outside.
Okay. So you bark an order at the general, so you just kind of like yell something really loud, and then what does your character actually do?
He charges the group that are standing in the way. He can't get to the person, unfortunately, which sucks.
Flavor charge, not mechanically charge. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
And all right, here we go. We're gonna power attack as well.
Making your way around. Charging fast. Blades in a flash. Roll to success.
Okay, so I'll attack now.
Oof.
20.
Oh, what the hell? How did you roll so much damage?
Power attack, blood rage.
Oh my god, plus strength and a half. Oh my god. So you rolled... Hold on. Where'd the plus 6 come from?
Plus 6 what?
So 2d4, sure. Strength is increased. Because your BAB is so high. It's minus 2 plus 6.
Yeah.
Let me look at your character sheet, make sure it's applied correctly. Oh my god, that is...
Should be.
Oh my god, that is sexy. I believe you. I just got to double check everything, of course, because I first combat with him. So minus 2 plus 6, and then you have your strength is currently at a 7 because of blood rage, and the strength and a half makes it a 10. Oh boy, that's a plus 16. Oh boy. Oh Jesus, 20 points of damage. Oh my god. Okay. 20 points of damage against even a third level fighter is pretty friggin' devastating. So give me half a second. Half a second to get there for you. I like to get it up. Nope, not you. One moment. Where are you? Nope. 1 second. This is the most exciting part of the game. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So, yeah, I mean, again, you're 20 points of damage, while extremely friggin' devastating. Not enough to drop the person. But you almost, if you rolled different numbers on the dice, you absolutely could have. You devastated this man with that attack. I don't know if you have any form of follow through or anything else you can do. I know you swift action raged. moved, and then attacks. Can you do
Free
anything else?
action.
For action rage, sorry. And with your swift action, are you good?
Yeah, no, I've got nothing I can do in that swift.
Okay. So on his turn, immediately after seeing you, kind of like, guards, or however it is that you do it, right? He's like, and I'm out, and opens up the doors and makes his way out into the actual kind of like into the town beyond, and starts booking it as quickly as he can as the attacks and everything are happening here. So as he's making his way out that way, we're gonna have Nick. It's your turn. So of course he double moves. You can't run until after one round of double moving, right? So Naren, it's actually your character's turn again. You can issue a commands to your familiar. I believe usually it's a move action, but you can do it as a swift action when it's a animal companion. It's actually upgraded for you.
I believe so. Is my animal is Nabu in range?
Yeah, I imagine yes. There would be enraged for you to give like a whistle. Birds have extremely good hearing, and it knows to stay. Blah 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 blah. That is perfectly fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So why don't we do that? I'll whistle for him and then get myself into position and kill steal Jake's victim. Just clear that out of the way for you so you can move on to the next one.
Beautiful. So you move up and do that. I'm trying to handle animal, push an animal. Just trying to see the action for this because I know it's written somewhere.
Is that under wild empathy?
I'm sorry?
Would that be under wild empathy?
No. You do your thing. I'm just trying to find out the actual actions. You just play your character, and I'll deal with this
Sweet.
afterwards.
All right, yeah. So I'm going to smack this guy with the Naginata, hopefully.
A druid or ranger can handle the animal as a free action or push it as a move action. So you're doing it as a free action, sir, just to confirm. Bam.
So, that's terrible. So I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah, so you go rushing at the guy as quickly as you can to kind of get over there. Your character actually came from a sidewards angle. So even though the chairs and tables and whatnot make it so you couldn't have charge attacked, you're able to kind of move up to get into range, but you're not able to flank. So as you move up and you attack with a sword, the character, don't get me wrong, he is injured, very heavily injured. And it's more his stumbling back and out of way, effectively falling on the ground, that stops the attack from hitting him. But also, again, effectively kind of removes them from combat. This person, if they want to live, they're not going to keep fighting. So they're effectively removed from combat. Anything else you could do with your turn? That was your free action, move action, standard. Anything with your swift? Are you good?
I think I'm good. And just to clarify, that was a 5, not a 3. Thank you.
Oh, here comes the 3. Ouch. So you, sir, make your attack, whatever it is, and it doesn't actually land, but it does remove the character from combat. After that is actually going to be Varix's turn, who sees the guy kind of flopped on the ground in front of him, and other warriors kind of tightening and moving out. So you see the two that were on either side of him. They actually full-on retreated away with him. So even though he ran, 2 of his guards ran with him. You can see the remaining 3 have kind of like moved to defend the doorway. So they're actually kind of what's the word I'm looking for here? Are kind of like plugging you guys up, bottlenecking you at the doorway to your actual own dance hall. Go ahead, sir.
Well, they're blocking the way, so can I get a charge or just walk and charge?
Because of the fact that they backed up a little bit, I would say there's enough space for you to be able to get the charge stack, yeah. Because they're just outside the door and you're several feet inside the door.
Yeah.
I don't see the other D.
So charge is
there it is.
+2?
There it is. There's the other D20.
Charge is a +2?
+2 chance to hit, -2 AC. Yes, sir.
Actually, -2 chance to -2 to AC. I will not charge. I'll just walk up and try and hit.
Okay. I think Tesla has something that makes him different. Okay. Okay.
You ready?
You guys see that he has an 18 to 20 crit because he is somebody who practices the karak or the Kijiksi style of combat where he uses a thin blade. Sir, go ahead.
Okay. Roll damage.
Oh my god, 39 points of
39.
damage. Oh, I almost wish it was like a thing where like even if you didn't have cleave attack, when you like critical hit somebody, the extra damage kind of carried over. That should be like a thing. Like the extra damage kind of like spills into the guy next to him. You know what I mean? So
So he's definitely charged, like hit the one directly in the middle of the other two, and it's just like an hand cleave straight through his skull and into his chest.
well, to be clear, they have a 14 con and and 22 health points. Should they die at negative 14? That means you have to do through all of your attacks. You have to do 36 points of damage. So yeah, you straight up killed him with a couple points left over. You know what I mean? Like yeah. So I'm sorry. Describe that kill one more time.
He just kind of runs ahead and just kind of doing a battle cry, literally just overhand chop straight into the skull. It goes straight through and embeds itself in the neck, and he just rips it out.
Beautiful. So as you kill that guy right there, Varix. God, that was so intense. As you kill that guy right there, I don't know how well this is going to go. But one of the orcs adjacent to you is just going to be more or less be like, fuck this noise. And he's going to attempt to bull rush you. This gives you an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
That's a hit.
23.
23 points of damage. A guy tries to run into you and shoulder you to kind of like smash you back into the doorway a little bit. But in doing so, as he runs into you, shoulder you, once again, the type of combat, we were actually discussing this in our pre-show hype call that we had earlier, is called Liltumacin. Liltumacil is the specialized type of Kajinxi combat that both your character and Nick's character we've seen use in combat before. I believe we actually also saw the Shadow Tesla used before as well. It's a style of combat we use strong, like a heavy muscular style, but also a suppleness, like a precision and suppleness with the blade. You can imagine Nick's weapon uses exactly this at the end of a stick. Your character does exactly this with your falchion, and his character does exactly this with his wave blade, right? So it's not using heavy strength; it's using dexterity and finesse and so on and so forth. I understand you use strength as well. It's the key aspect. Moving on. So as the character tries to like run in and shoulder you, you actually allow him to like rush up and look like he's about to shoulder you, and you kind of like almost like roll out of the way and just full on slice open his throat, like a full on like throat down, cross the chest, slice him open. So you allow his momentum to continue stumbling forward. So as he like stumbles down, slides and hits the ground, and blood just starts like pouring out onto the area behind you, leaving literally just one guard in front of you. That guard just kind of like and grabs the door and tries to shut it. But you don't have combat reflexes, do you?
No.
This would provoke an attack of opportunity, but you can't take that attack of opportunity. However, you can try to put your, depending on what you roll, either your foot or your sword in the way to stop this door from slamming shut. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a reflex save?
Can Nick's character not use an attack of opportunity on him?
He's actually several
Leaving
steps
it
back
open
from.
square?
Remember, you walked up.
I have reach.
Yeah, but you walked up to your reach for the first guy,
Right.
and then he walked up steps from there, so he cannot
Okay.
yet. You, sir.
Okay. All right. So what do you want me to do? That strength check. What's that?
Wow, Anno. Reflex save.
Reflex.
Throwing shade at Shado. I mean, your name asked for it. I was going to roll my bull rush attempt, but I failed miserably, and you... with that, you can easily kind of step up as he goes to slam that door shut. Now, these doors are designed in such a way that obviously they open outwards, right? Like, you're not going to have it so people can easily... Like, we all know about the fire that happened in Rhode Island, you know what I mean? Back in 2000 and what was it? 2012, I think it happened. I mean, pretty much every state in the country in the United States had its laws about XYZ changed because of it. And I imagine other countries also were like, oh, a lot of people died in that one fire. And let's also learn about this shit. Not to mention Germany has had shit with their pyrotechnics and their bad door placement and whatnot. You know. Anyways, so your clan has the doors open outwards as opposed to inwards. So when he tries to like slam the door shut to do this, you easily are able to kind of like step up and shoulder and get your leg in the way after doing that, like kind of twirl and slash to get out of the way of the person shouldering into you, stopping him from being able to lock you into this door. When that doesn't work out, because that was a standard action, he turns and takes his move action, which is moves 30 feet away from you, trying to get away. Also, the leader is now in a full-on run, full tilt run. So now he's moving at ×4 speed. So he's moved 6 times his normal speed away from you thus far. This brings us to Naren's turn. Naren, I imagine you can step up and try to finish this guy right here off.
Yeah, why not?
Sword through the door. It's almost like a penis in the door.
Hey, I hit something.
Wow, that's beautiful. And you're so easily cutting through the doorway. The guy on the other side. Your reach allowing you to ignore the cover that he would be provided. You're easily being able to come out and slash the guy. You don't kill him by any stretch, but you definitely injure him pretty hard, allowing him to like let go of where his positioning is, holding the door shut so that Varix can shoulder the thing open pretty easily from here. At this point in time, the one guard that was on the grounds that the two of you have fucked up pretty badly, one of the advisors from the inside have secured this person and kind of grabbed them. Clearly, there's going to be questions that need to be answered, right? They've grabbed that person. And at this point in time, some of the other advisors in the area, kind of, Varix kicking the door open and stepping out, taking a slash at the guy, and one of the other people kind of running for him, killing the other person that was out there. Your characters at this point are going to want to filter out into the actual town beyond to see what the hell's going on. Varix, you're trying to assess the situation. Naren, your steed, your axe peak, your chocobo comes running up, so you can go over to the thing. I don't know if the two of you have a quick exchange of words before you run on. Before you have that exchange of words, assessing the situation as soon as you walk out, you can see that there is combat happening. Were there 30 soldiers that attacked your town? Unfortunately, there were not. Clearly, there was a number more than 30 soldiers that are trying to attack your town while this meeting was happening all at once, while there's a bit of a disarray because you weren't there to lead them, right? So they're out there kind of causing this thing. Luckily for you, Mortifer, oh, poor Mortifer, is over there trying to defend the place. He's doing the best he can, but Mortifer is past his prime. So, he gets his hammer up sometimes and does what he can to aid in the defense of your city. But
hey, remember at the start I had my full mobilization. My whole whatever army I could have had was on alert.
Yes,
so
that
we're
is
doing all right.
That is true. But in your actual home, or would you have had them at some at this watchtower and some at that watchtower in case other things?
Well, there's those that are in the watchtower, but the remaining recruitable population that are in
Tash!
the thing.
Hi Tash. What's up, buddy? We love you, Tash. Everybody here, please make sure you go to twitch.tv/theteshtube. And subscribe and follow. Definitely go over to youtube.com/thetesttube. Subscribe, ring that bell for some premium content. It is the best content you could possibly get. The Test Tube is an amazing person that is a long friend and a fellow Aussie for all of you Aussies out in there. So let's show Tesh some love. He's amazing.
Stop sucking up, Scott.
And knows how to drag things to the trash bin. Thank you, Tesh.
God, so sad, Scott.
All right, so assessing the situation, that guy is a little bit in front of us. Can we see him?
So he's by the time you finally shoulder out and get a friend. Now, your town. How did you describe this beforehand as being a bit sparse? Correct.
It is. Yeah.
Being a bit sparse.
Things are quite spread out.
So can you see him? Absolutely, making his way towards the northern edge, where you can see that there's more soldiers of that clan over there. Absolutely, you can see him over in that direction.
Okay, I would turn to
Just a good
Naren. He's
distance
got
from-
his he's got his
Chocobo.
Mount, I would say let's kill him, and then I would cast a spell that would summon my scorpion, and I will.
Oh, that's how you have. I was so confused how you had a scorpion. Now I remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll mount up, and we'll.
Could you
Naren
blue
comes
pen
or not? I'll try and.
Could you blue pen in chat for us?
Yep, it's just mount, but we thematically said instead of horses, it can be something from the Barren Lands.
Yeah, so it's not combat capable in this particular.
No,
case.
it is not.
Yeah.
Whereas
More or less, this is a rad scorpion from Fallout. Cool. From the actual deserts of the Barren Lands, not the broken like cliffs or whatever. Cool. So and you still have to say summons a light horse or pony. You might want to change that.
Yeah,
I summoned a heavy
edited
scorpion.
the spell yet.
Yeah. So let's continue on. So you say to him, let's kill him.
Yeah. And I'll mount up.
So you stand there, you actually watch. And to you, Nick, watching magic happen is not like, oh my God, what is this crazy thing? However, watching a Karak do magic is a little unusual to you because you don't really know any Karak that are capable of doing magic. Yes, you have an advisor that is very studious when it comes to magics and knows like some basic stuff, but certainly is no mage by any stretch of the imagination, right? However, you do experience a lot of magic in the forests of Eldamar. So watching a Karak do this, it's a little different, and certainly watching a scorpion appear out of nowhere is the two of you mount up and start charging forward. And Nick, please remind me, axe speak. What is its speed? I believe it's 50 or 40.
I want to say 60. Let me double check that real
Jesus.
quick. Yeah, Nabu is fast. Main edition. Speeds is 80 times 4 run.
Wait, how's it speed 80?
I think it from level ups. I gotta check.
Increase its speed? What?
Yeah, on the character sheet it says 80. So if you didn't fix that, that's your fault.
Yeah. So a baseline axe peak has a speed of 50, but if we're looking at actual animal companion, so give me one moment.
Yeah, why does it say 80?
And we're gonna do axe peak. Axe peak. Down to there you are. Base speed is 50, and when your effective level, which when your effective level is 4, which it is for you, or 5 for you, whatever it is, it does not change. So its speed is 50.
Weird.
Yeah, unless there's a special feature that gets it during a certain level up that I'm not aware of.
I don't know, but I'll change it.
And Jake's is a 40 for his because it's based off of a light horse or pony, so his is a 40. Also he's heavier. So anyways, yeah, so the creature, so you guys he hops onto his thing, and the two of you start charging forward. So as you're making your way forward, because obviously you're trying to get there as quickly as possible, one of the things that you quickly notice, Jake, go ahead and roll me. This is actually probably not Jake. This is actually probably Nick, because you're better at this stuff. Let me just look at your character sheet really quickly. This is Naren. Where are you? Kushibashi? Naren? Jake, I'll tell you the skill trick and the skill, and you can definitely try this. Oh, Nick, remember skill tricks?
Yeah, those
are amazing. Profession Warlord is what you're going to want to do, and I don't think Jake has that.
Professional
Warlord. Profession Warlord.
Oh, almost there.
I saw that. I know. I was like, is 5 going to be my number this time?
Nick, very quickly you realize, so Naren very quickly realizes the situation going on around them. The people here were not prepared for this. Now, granted, no Karak is without the ability to defend themselves, to be clear. Even children learn the art of kicking the shit out of somebody, okay? So that, just to be clear on that one, no Karak is not without some degree of hardships. Even the northern Karak, which are much softer than the southern ones, are not without a degree of hardships in their life. So they have a tenacity to them. right? And I don't just mean orcs. I mean all of the Karuk culture. So have a degree of tenacity to them. So I want to be clear about that one. But they're not fighting Paradel, right? They're fighting other Karuk, which have, again, another degree of tenacity. You're watching the battle unfold around you. The people are greatly outnumbered, and because there was a siege or an attack happening against people that were not prepared for it, this is supposed to be a diplomatic endeavor. They were not prepared, so they're definitely outnumbered and outmatched, outarmed, so on and so forth at the moment. So that being said, you see that they're falling pretty quickly. Yes, you could continue to chase this person in front of you. Both of you or either of you continue to chase this person in front of you, but the people around you are going to suffer greatly for your doing that rather than kind of focusing on the defense as opposed to the counter offense, right? Moreover, what you're charging into is this man is no fool. He's not like he's charging and just running with two people behind him. A couple of other guards have joined him along the way, and he's definitely running back to the bulk of the force that's attacking here. So you have to choose. You're realizing this, and you can feel free to convey this however you'd like. The people here are going to need some degree of aid, and half the advisors and whatnot you had inside there, like poor Celsier, who has to sit out for half of his first session. Hi, Tesh. You're the Jake of the group, so they aren't even able to assist in this endeavor.
So I definitely read the room. I'm gonna stick more to defense. I know what it's like to deal with raids and what the priorities are. My first move is, again, trying to meet up with my unit, get my banners up in the air, so we can leverage my banner ability as a cavalier and start handing out some morale bonuses, get the people rallied up and start pushing back. So definitely going to go with swift strikes to try to take the pressure off the people and get everyone rallied up.
Cool. So do you convey any of this before you turn to ride on with your group? Because obviously they were coming over seeing Nabu come running, right? So before you turn to join your group, do you convey any of this to Varix?
I'd probably just be like, time to rally the troops, get so eloquent. That's my low charisma.
Did you have like a 16?
It's 16. Yeah.
Terzu.
It's all in the face. It's all in the face. So it's mostly we have to losing my words. We have to rally the city. City defense. Let the coward run. We'll run him down later.
Jake?
Hearing that, I kind of probably would turn my scorpion around. Did my general start doing what I told him to do? Like dealing with the problem?
Well, I mean, after he fought, like I said, others kind of ran up and fought and kind of started handling the situation inside and outside. Yeah. Sure. He's going in, trying to lend a degree of aid. He is the general. But I mean, it's your choice if you want to continue charging ahead or aiding your people.
No, seeing what's going on, he'll aid his people. He'll probably take out his horn. He'll cast another spell and enlarge himself, and he'll just blow the horn.
Okay. So, what spell do you cast? Sorry, enlarge person.
Enlarge person. Yeah.
So you blow yourself for a moment and get bigger from it, and as your character kind of like stands up and becomes this large imposing force, you head off one direction as you can see a very tightly set group. Now, I don't know if you've ever watched like whether it be in videos or in your case, Jake, real life, ostriches running side by side and how fast they can move and how close they can move alongside each other despite their speeds. You can imagine that, but with a Karuk sitting on top of their back with like spears and naginatas and whatnot in hand as they're doing this, going by and counterattacking all these soldiers that are trying to siege the city. So this is what your characters are doing. Unfortunately, hey, Cell, could you go ahead and roll me a D3? No reason.
Of course. I assume my Grand Diplomat is gathering my men as well.
3 hours is how long you're out for.
Can I roll for my brother?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. 2 hours. Good job. So your characters are actually trying to push back and counter this. Jake, I actually have to have you. You're going to be rolling a defense roll on this. What is the defense modifier for your capital town? It's actually on your
like to tell me?
It's actually on your character sheet. On your kingdom sheet. So it is. Ooh, where is this written?
0.
Yeah, if you scroll down and look. So your defense modifier, don't you have a oh, you don't have one of your things inside your capital. You have them in other places.
Along the border.
Yeah, along the border. So your capital is low on defense. So you actually have a defense of 0. But you have your advisors and whatnot fighting here. You have you and Nick rolling. So what you're going to be rolling for me, sir, is actually going to be a D20 plus 2 for Nick and his men, plus 2 for you and your men, plus 2 for your general not being knocked out and being able to hold it. Let's see if anything else applies. 1 second, Jake. Okay, kingdom. And you don't have a warden as of right now because I wasn't able to make one yet. So it's going to be 1D20 plus 6, sir.
Do my men add anything to it, or is it not because it's disorganized?
It's because it's disorganized, exactly. But they don't add a penalty or anything, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't add a +1 for being giant.
No.
Damn it. Okay. 17.
Cool. Would you like to luck that?
I can't.
Just kidding. The weapons weren't actually opened up and taken yet, right? Like the weapons were delivered as a gift, but it's not like people cracked open crates and took the weapons and ran out, you know? Like that certainly hasn't happened yet. Moving on. So you so you're actually you actually do an incredibly good job of countering this. I actually had this DC set decent. I had it set at a 16, beat it by 1. So you actually do a pretty good job at countering them and pushing them back. So it's not like it's a critical success by any stretch, but you actually push them back, stave off much of the damage and everything that happens here. In the end, as the hours roll on, you guys are actually able to hold the day. Eventually, Shadow Nilo, I think his name is able to stand up and take control of those soldiers and assist with the pushback. Groggy, not feeling well, again, constitution damage, so on and so forth, but is able to continue to push back and aid with the holding that bay. Eventually, they have to do a full-on retreat. As like everything's finally fully secured, Nick, some degree of the soldiers that are here to defend the capital here, which goes by the name that I will eventually remember, called Kabe, were put under your command as well. Because why wouldn't he put them under your commands? Because you're able to assist in this matter. So he puts them under your command as well. You guys are able to, again, finally fully hold them back. Once things are made quiet, eventually your characters are all able to pull it back in, kind of meet back once again in the hall where it was beforehand. As the time went on, people have been able to investigate the matter, find out what the fuck happened. Shadow Tesla is finally brought to. Unfortunately, was succumbed to the poison, which there's no shade thrown his way, no pun intended, because even some of your most trusted people succumbed to the poison. Even Kushibashi himself succumbed to the poison to a degree, taking the con damage, like feeling the pain, but able to fight it off enough. Why did the Ashen one not fall? He's the Ashen Orc. He's legendary. He's literally something of legends from generations. Obviously, he wouldn't fall to it, right? And you can imagine Nick's character just kind of played with his food more than eating it, right? Tesla, however, is like, nom, 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 nom. Like, give me that food. Nom, 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 nom.
He's feasting. He's respectful in his eating. Okay.
He grew up poor. There's a meal he's not going to let him go to waste. Okay.
Exactly. 100%.
So he finishes the plate in front of him because that's what his grandmother told him to do, and he will never leave a plate unfinished. No. Like one breadstick left on the table with like a spoonful of rice. Do you want me to wrap that up for you? Yes. Wait, really? Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Take it home for like a late night snack,
Yeah, absolutely. Come on.
Middle of forging a weapon, you gotta eat something, right?
Gotta eat something. So I know some of you know this pain, okay? I know some of you cannot stop eating because of what your parents and grandparents did to you. Just understand, I feel your pain because it happened to me too, okay? My wife literally, Nick, you've witnessed this. She takes food away from me and says, you don't have to eat that. And she's like, you don't even like that. Stop eating it. We'll throw it away. So I stop because I can't not. So, moving on. So you guys eventually kind of pull it back in. A degree of research was done. Hold on once. Which of the characters did you guys do the research to find out who actually has an understanding of poisons? I can't remember who it was.
It might be Lenny.
No, it wasn't Lenny. Absolutely wasn't Lenny.
Lenny can do anything.
It was
sounds like a great
my
guy.
lizard folk. It was Jormund. He has alchemy, craft alchemy.
And he's not with you, is he?
No, he's back home, assumingly taking control of the economy.
No, I think it was somebody else. I almost think it was like Sarush or something like that. I want to check real quick. Nope, it's not Sarush. Now I have to look through each one of these characters because you guys don't know your own NPCs that you just got access to the character sheets of. Even though 2 of you watched the videos. Even though I made them. Half asleep in the middle of the night. One moment. I'm clicking through them. Nope, not that one. Help me out here, Kushibashi. Start with, I think it's Rayon. Rayon? I'll start where it does.
What would the skill be?
It's going to be under press additional. And there'll be, here we go. It's actually, you did not bring Dazurox, did you, Nick?
Nope.
Yeah, it would be Dazurox would be the one. With poison style and poison use. Yeah, nope, that one. Okay, so then of the people here, does Suresh, because this is Densho, does Suresh or Arithel have any alchemy or no?
Double check, but I don't think so.
Carpentry and painting for that one, so nope. Arithel, I'll check.
I'm just looking now. I don't think he does now.
Nope. Okay, cool. So then none of your characters would be particularly adept at what kind of poisons these are. They wouldn't necessarily be able to identify what kind of poisons these are that are here. So your characters, yeah, I know, LD, I know. So characters unfortunately have no idea what this is that is here. So kind of coming back and shoring it in, you've been able to identify obviously the characters are poisons. You don't know, you weren't able to identify what kind of poison it is, but you do know it is something that kind of like turns your stomach, gives you harsh pains in the abdomen and whatnot. And unfortunately, if you succumb to it, it does knock you out for a few hours. Whatever that is, you don't know. Anyways, the problem was solved. All of your characters and your advisors kind of come back in, as well as a bit of the details. The first person to speak up, though pained, or with like kind of like sweat pouring from their brow, looking very pained, is actually going to be Shala. As your characters kind of come together, and I imagine Varric's kind of slamming his fist on the table, being like, "What the fuck happened?" Kind of like being furious. Shala, again, pouring sweat, her holding her side, looking pained, having critically failed the first roll and failed the second roll, barely awake, says, I think it was a decoy. You know how it is. That's the Zinquin warlord operates. Distractions. This was a meeting of distraction. The attack was against us in an attempt to kill us, but not because of what's happening here, but instead on our flanks. He looks to Kushibashi Naren and says, Warlord, I fear for our home.
Mount up.
As you say mount up, you'll actually hear, what's his name? I'll try to get all the names here, please bear with me. Shadow Naito, this is the general of the Shadow clan, say, hold. Shadow Tessel, if this is true, if they ever attacked our homes in our absence while we were weakened, it's not something that we can easily overcome simply by running back in. If they've taken our lands, if they're had even an opportunity to set their heels in, we're going to be at a disadvantage, even though the people on the inside would be leaning towards our victory. We're going to be at a disadvantage trying to take back these homes individually. At the very least, we're going to need assistance from the Densho clan, if not assistance from the Kushibashi clan as well. Just as I imagine you might need assistance from ours.
We should ride together, like my brother says. United, we can defeat this disgusting enemy and their dirty tactics. United together, we can win against this foe, and we can burn them to ash. And we build a great alliance between our peoples against a common enemy.
I think pretty much everybody in this room would be nodding to a degree of that. But assuming neither of you chime in, another one of the advisors will. This will actually be Aaliyah, who she failed one save, but not the other one. She's your grand diplomat. She says, indeed, I agree that we do need to work together to be able to overcome this enemy as we work together to save this clan and this town from what had just transpired today. But more than that, we need to choose which location we are going to defeat first. Where is it that we should drive them from? I actually have a suggestion in this matter. And I would like you, and she says, looking directly at Kushibashi Narin, to please hear me out in this explanation. We know that this is the Xinquin clan. We know that this is the Xinquin clan, and that they are situated to the north, yes, but to the east of where we're located. So severing them from any connection back home would be beneficial, and severing them from any assets that would be beneficial to them would be beneficial to this endeavor. I suggest we first head east. Take the lands that they've taken that are closer to their home, where they'll be stronger, and then we can ride to the north and to the west to your home. First of all, more swiftly, but secondly, better armed, as we have far better arms in our home than you do in yours. And as she says that, I don't know if you look to respond right away, Nick, or if you're listening further.
There's good sense in cutting off the supply route, and my people are strong. Shala.
I can return home. I can get there without them noticing, though I'll probably need a rest first.
Remember to pay kindness with kindness.
She nods with a smile. She says, do you really think Tonscreet is going to allow these people to so easily take our home?
I think they're going to choke on our blades.
Wait till they meet Buddy Lightspear. Oh, how much does it suck to suck?
Oh, what a name.
Look, we could try to change its name. He's Buddy now. That's it.
You confirmed it in a campaign. You said it out loud.
Yeah.
We'll make it a vote. We'll make it a vote moving forward. All right. So she says that, and then actually Urzog will then turn to Densho Verix and say, Warlord, what will the Densho clan do? Where do we stand?
He will look to Irithel, and he says, Irithel, you have failed me today.
I try to remember which one Irithel is. Look at stats.
Master.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at who they are. Personality.
Ash is getting sweaty right now.
Yes. Irithel, sorry. Irithel, as you say that, thinks for a moment before responding and says, I believe my responsibilities are to look to the enemies to the south, which I do, to report to the enemies to the east, which I do, and those of the west, which I do. I do not look to the north, as that is the responsibility of the warden and of the general. I will gladly take their responsibilities if you find them incompetent.
Do so. Now you have heard what they've said. What is your thoughts on this plan?
By aiding these clans who are already weakened, we weaken our position. We should reunite with strong clans, not weak ones.
He'll look at him for a minute and he'll say, we could be swallowed up by them. If they press down from the north, we don't have the men to defend against it. I like the idea of Shadow Tessa. Kushiboshi Naren, you fight well. I hope your men fight a little better than you. He'll kind of motion to Tessa. And then he says, an alliance then. Stronger together.
Together. In my Batman voice. Yeah.
Uh,
Together.
Yeah. Urzog will chime in. Oh, no, you first.
Tessa will grab out his blade, united under blood. As blood brothers against their common enemy.
Well, if you're gonna get like that,
You cut your inner elbow behind your knees. You know, do all that.
Just like the palm, okay?
It's like the worst spot.
Of your offhand. I hold a pole arm.
I got a buckler. I don't even hold it. It's just kind of on the arm, you know.
I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna reach down onto the floor and grab a handful of the blood that's just been pooling in the dance hall, and like, yeah, blood brothers.
Ew. Why?
Tessel cuts his hand and presents it like as a outward like this.
at who?
At both of you. He walks, I guess, up a bit between you two and extends it like would make a triangle. You know?
My blood is powerful, young one. And then he'll cut his hand.
Then united, it should be stronger.
Extend.
All right, yeah. Let's all get AIDS.
Yeah.
Oh. So anyways, you have where are we, Jake's clan? So the general says, I will see to it that our home is defended in your absence. Are you bringing the armies with you? Or do you just bring a small regiment?
We cannot leave our own undefended.
He nods and says, this will not happen again. And he says, and his eyes narrow and he looks threateningly at Irithel.
No, it will not. See that it doesn't.
And what's her name that is with Aaliyah says, I would like to just be clear on the matter. I spoke of a unity for us to take back our homes. Are we speaking of a treaty here? An alliance?
We are united under blood, Elia. We are allied against our foe. We shall speak of further alliance matters later. For now, we have an enemy to fight, and no time to waste. Warlord Densho, if I may, I gifted you weaponry. I ask that you give some of these weapons to Warlord,
Kushibashi.
Kushibashi, to bolster his men's fighting power.
It will be done.
Equip your men then. We should head out now. We have no time to spare. Our enemy does not expect us to attack so soon.
And as your characters are kind of like more or less all going to be heading out into the east, except for Shala, who's going to, of course, wait the day and then return back to the north and the west to relax. Sorry, to report back in and get things prepared. Why don't we take a break? real quick. So I mean, I ate 2 big bowls of soup and then drank coffee. I got pissed. So why don't we take a break real quick and we'll be back shortly. Be everybody soon. That's a lot of BP coming you guys' way.
Oh,
man.
is it?
Oh yeah, but it's only for. Huh.
Nick.
It looks like it's only for Nick. No
Hey,
BP for
really?
anybody. Literally every BP is for Nick.
Really?
Wow.
I told you he has he's got the oil princes, the whales, the casino whales.
Yeah. Only for Nick. 100%. I mean, Otto here dropped 11 just for Nick or something like that. This is
Really?
Yeah. Everything I'm saying is completely true.
Oh, I read chat's tattling on you, dude.
You know what's funny is somehow Neil slipped in before I disabled him before I went live, and slipped in a Winifred's Wisdom for Jake. Somehow he got it in there. I'm gonna have to refund that because there's 2 hours.
Just give it
ago.
to him, you know, let him enjoy.
Oh, you know.
He got it in there. I should be able to take it.
He got it in there all right. Be right back.
He did.